Joining us now is Steelers legend James Harrison. You all know Marcellus is that dude. Now he's going to show us the best plays from big guys from around football. It's time for That Dude's Dudes. Marcellus, what you got?
This side of the desk couldn't block this side of the desk. Just want to let y'all know that right now. Let's talk about the big uglies. And let's start off That Dude's Dudes with number 3. We going to high school, y'all. The Hun School, Princeton, New Jersey. Watch this offensive lineman, Caden Wallace, with his Nittany Lion heart. This is a Penn State recruit. Look at that Mark Slayer, young Mark Slayer out there.
Boy.
First things first. Hey, defensive end, you're not running track. You're playing football. This looks like a run stance from the offensive lineman. Oh, you got stood up. In this moment, you can't be straight up because guess what's going to happen? You're going to go straight down. Fat Joe, tell me. Lean back. Lean back. And you about to lean back to the tune of 10 yards through my man for a first down. Now, look at him right there in that track stance. Getting pushed. Now he's thinking about it. Okay, I should get up, but wait a minute. Wait a minute. I should get back, but you know what?
Back in the day, you speared him right there. Yeah!
Look where it fell. So, Debo, tell me what's up. Anybody else?
What's on the Debo?
Caden Wallace, leave him alone, man. You are third. That dude of the week. Now let's go to the collegiate level. Number 2, Rutgers defensive lineman Willington Prevalon. Say good night, like night-night. You can see him get the sack. Right now, 2 tackles, 1 sack. And Rutgers still lost to Northwestern 18-15. Let's see how this went down. First things first, inside hand position. You got him right there. So now if you look at him, he's going to go with the inside hand. Oh, he got that elbow mark. You know what happens, Jason. You know what happens when you get that elbow. And he actually repositioned the arm. That's what coaches always teach us. Don't just leave it up in the air. Get it on him. Now you got him leaning. It's time to hit him with the cape. It's time to hit him with the Olay. Look at that leverage you got on him. All you got to do is throw him. Oh, yeah. Throw him to the way he wants to go. And now get the sack on the quarterback. Number 2, Willington Prevalon, our that dude of the week. But let's go to the pro level. Number 1. Buccaneers defensive end Carl Nassib, the Wolf of Wall Street. Y'all remember this dude, right? Giving stock tips to all his teammates back in the days. Well, guess what? He's out there now giving sack tips to everybody. I see you, Carl. First thing he does is he gets his revenge. 2 sacks on Baker Mayfield. Sits him down. Desmond Harrison, you got sat down in that position. Now you're going to hit him with the collegiate move. Damn, the arm over silky swim. And that is the most important part of this move. Not only turning your hips, but clearing them with your arm to make sure that he can't come back and drive you past the quarterback. And look at this right here, this log ride. Look at this jam right here. 3 guys on the log ride. Yeah, baby. But Baker ain't happy. He the one that got to go down and get wet in this situation. But, hey, great technique, Carl Nassib. You're that dude of the week.
Oh, that was good.
Looked like that video game Centipede right there. 3 guys on each other.
All right, let's move to some big stories. Starting in Pittsburgh, where the Steelers are still waiting for Le'Veon Bell to show up, but could be trying to add another All-Pro, Cardinals cornerback Patrick Peterson, who last week made it clear he wants out of Arizona. Peterson tried to backtrack from his comments today, but Antonio Brown is still openly recruiting him, posting on Instagram, quote, automatic chip with P2 to the Steelers. I'm not sure if the question here is, who should the Steelers want more? Patrick Peterson or Le'Veon Bell? And I would have to say Patrick Peterson would be more valuable to the Steelers than Le'Veon Bell. They need defensive help. James Conner seems to be a capable running back. They've made it this far without Le'Veon Bell. If they could add something to their defense, they might be right there with the Chiefs and the Patriots as an AFC contender for the Super Bowl.
I'm going Le'Veon Bell, but I respect your hesitation because if you look at their rankings in terms of rushing, they're 26, despite James Conner being good. And then you look at the pass defense, it's 27th. So both sides need help, need that infusion of a great player. But if you look at it, I'm going to let the NFL tip the scales. And the NFL right now in this soft league, in this league that is out there accenting offensive production and scoring, I'm going to go where the NFL is going, and that is to the offensive player into that position. Le'Veon Bell is special. Patrick Peterson is special. But Le'Veon Bell affects more than just the running back position. He affects the wide receiving position. And you look at the wide receivers who all of a sudden feel his presence, and then he slots in there as the number 2, number 3 guy. It opens it up for everyone else. Antonio Brown is not on pace of his normal standard, in part, no Le'Veon Bell.
I'm going to disagree with you. I'm going to go with Jason on this because I believe Pat will bring exactly what they need. The Steelers are 27th in defense, but at that same time, I believe they're like 3rd in sacks. So they're getting to the quarterback. They need someone back there to be able to hold up a little bit longer, and Patrick Peterson can do that. Bringing Le'Veon back, I don't think Le'Veon is going to give them exactly what they think they're going to get or what he's capable of, because he has a possibility of going out there, playing in a game, getting hurt, and losing what he could potentially have of a $40 million guarantee just to get $800,000. And they don't see him being there after this year.
Don't think Patrick Peterson could get hurt? I mean,
he could get hurt, but they don't. Le'Veon is not going to be there after this year. And like he said, that point of the effort, like for me personally, I'm not going to go out there and give you what you think you're going to get, and you haven't given me the security that I need.
Well said from a former Steelers defensive player, but if you look at it on the other side of the ball, you need to score points in today's NFL. Let's go to the Super Bowl.
If I got somebody that can stop you.
No. I'm going to prove your point wrong. I'm sorry, Jason. Should I get some distance first? Because I want this to go off smoothly. 41-33 was the Super Bowl, right? And the team that won, Philadelphia Eagles, had a top 4 defense. And guess what? They won, but they gave up 33. The highest scoring...
They're playing against one of the coldest quarterbacks ever played a game.
Coldest quarterbacks, but not coldest offense. The top scoring offense last year was the Rams at 30 points a game. My point is...
makes up for a lot.
Oh, I love you. I love you. I love you. But the top offense scores 30. And if you give up 33, you're still in a dogfight.
If we had some defense, we played a little better defense, stopped somebody on a couple third downs, then we would have got out of there with a win.
That is the old era of thinking. Defense wins championship. Man,
I didn't say defense win. I didn't holler that.
Okay.
Listen, you're going to have to stop somebody. Who's the best team right now? Who do you think the best team is right now? The Rams. Why?
Because they have it on every level.
What about the defense? They got a defense that can stop somebody.
They do.
Why wouldn't you say Kansas City?
Because Kansas City
don't have a defense, huh?
Wait a minute.
Kansas City don't have a defense.
Wait a minute.
Kansas City don't have a defense. They lost, but they still scored, what, 40-something points?
Yeah, exactly.
It don't matter. They don't have a defense. They're the worst defense, and the worst defense lost that game.
I'm moving on, because I'm out. I'm moving on.
What are we talking about?
I ain't been in the weight room enough.
Here would be my only concern with bringing Patrick Peterson to the Steelers. Now, you played for both New England and you played for the Steelers. And New England and Tom Brady seem to have that number. There are certain teams that I played against during the course of my career where they just seem to have, like, they matched up well against us. My question would be, Patrick Peterson has been consistently a man corner. That's what he has run. That's what he's made his name on. He is playing on a lot of zone concepts now in Arizona with Steve Wilks, and it hasn't been the same for Patrick Peterson. When you go to the Steelers, are you going to match up and give him that man principle scheme that he can run? Or
Steelers want to run man.
Right.
I know that.
Okay, yeah, but they haven't been efficient in doing that. And so can you change that system? Can you put that in? Can you have Patrick Peterson run that? Because if you can do that, then it's Patrick Peterson all day. But if you ask him to play zone corner in the scheme that you currently run, that to me is a bad fit.
They're not going to bring Pat in there and tell him run zone. They're not going to do that. They're going to go and try and sit him on the best receiver that they have, follow him around and lock down that side, that player, whatever it may be. They're not going to bring him in here and say, let's play cover 2.
Right. If that's the case, if that's what you're going to do, then I would say Patrick Peterson would be more beneficial to the Steelers if that was the case than Le'Veon Bell. I always have to look at...
Have we forgotten what Le'Veon Bell has done for this offense? Have we forgotten, since he's not there, we're prisoners of the moment, that this team last year, despite all of its issues, was 13-3? This is a team that can go out there and do different things offensively if you get him. Patrick Peterson just solidifies the defense.
My worry is this.
Scoring.
I'm always looking at, like, the Steelers are going to be fine. The Steelers probably win their division. The Steelers, my thing is, how do you beat New England? Because that's your path.
You better score.
That's your path.
38 points the last 4 games.
You have to play man. You have to bump and disturb the timing of the routes of the receivers and everything else. And when we went up there a couple years ago, we couldn't do that. We didn't have the ability to play man. We started playing zone and he tore us apart.
Right. How did the Denver Broncos beat them in 2015 in the AFC Championship, AFC divisional game? And they lined up in press man, and they beat those guys up off the line of scrimmage, and they let those pass rushers get to Tom Brady. And Tom Brady had a very average, below average game.
I just feel like James played the trump card in terms of you don't know what kind of effort you're going to get from Le'Veon Bell. He's set out half the season already. He knows he's not going to be there. His primary motivation is getting that contract more than being the best Steeler possible. I think that could affect his effort. I agree with James.
Best defense nowadays is a great offense. That's just the way the game's going. We'll see again. It's going to be high scoring.
All right, to another big Pittsburgh story. With Ben Roethlisberger coming to the defense,